Okay, this is going to be a quick tutorial teaching you how to install Grok Build Beta. So just go over to x.ai/CLI, and you see this command here. So just go ahead and copy that. You're going to paste that into your terminal. So whatever system you have, whether Mac, Windows, Linux, you should be able to see a similar command and paste it into your terminal. So go ahead and do that. Okay, installed. Now just go ahead and type in Grok to run it. It's going to ask you to authenticate. Hit allow. Success? Great. That was pretty straightforward, because we actually have an account already. So first of all, I believe you got to be either logged in with X or Grok. So if you don't have an account yet, you're going to want to go ahead and create one. We are subscribed to the Super Grok Heavy account. So that's what gives us the ability to use this. So if you don't have that yet, you're going to want to sign up for that. See, we're on the Super Grok Heavy plan. So go ahead and get that first. That's going to be your step one. And then go back and reinstall and try to reauthorize if it's not working for you. See, as you see, we got Super Grok Heavy here. But again, we want to use Build, which is our CLI that they've come out with, which is great. Let's see what install is. Yeah, that's just going to give you another command to pretty much do that, right? Okay, cool. So we're installed. So let's go ahead and show you how to start Agentic Engineering using Grok. So let's say build a React app, put it in coding, projects. Let's just call it Grok App 1. It'll be dog walk. Oh, so now it's asking me for approval. I want to auto approve pretty much all the time. So let's exit. So we're going to Control C to get out of there. I have a directory CD. Actually want to make the pack. dir. So make, and you want to CD into that. So basically, on your system, just create a folder where you want to create your project. And this is where ours is. We got nothing in there. So what you want to do, step one of Agentic Engineering, you want to basically launch the CLI in the project folder that you've created. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we want to run this mode YOLO. So that's going to basically auto-approve everything. Okay, so that way, it's not going to ask us to approve everything. So that's kind of step one. Okay, also, if you Shift Tab, you should be able to get into plan mode. Yeah, so Agentic Engineering is all about planning and doing things correctly. Right. We have a lot more tutorials on our channel. We're going to be creating to teach you how to do proper agentic engineering techniques. We do have FIing experience working in Silicon Valley, so we know what we're talking about here, right? But we don't want to slow down. We want to go at full speed, right? Because competition is fierce right now. And so a lot of times we'll just skip the plan phase for certain items or tools, and we'll just build as fast as we can. Again, we do want eyes on our agents and CLIs. And that's kind of the whole point of Agentic Engineering vibe coding. You kind of set it and forget it, give it some code and then go have a cappuccino, or, go to the mall and come back and cross your fingers that it came out okay. That's what vibe coding is. Agentic Engineering is more traditional engineering with the added benefit of AI, right? So helping you speed up, properly created apps, right? Where you are in full control, okay? You want to have eyes on all your agents all the time, because you never know when one is going to kind of just go off the rails and start writing slop, right? Or something not good. So as we're speaking, you see I have another agent writing another app here for me as we're speaking. So I'm in another window, but we'll get into that later as well. Back to the main thread here, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's create a simple app. So create dog walker app, a new startup, but the walkers are robots, right? So maybe somebody's gonna have a team of robots doing dog walking. All right, so this is just, obviously fiction. Cool. So right now in Agentic Engineering, right? So basically, this is kind of the workflow, right? So we want to run YOLO mode, right? So as you see, I have another app, I have all my different projects here, right? Things get messy really quick, right? Another window, I have all this other stuff going on. So that's still asking me. I don't know if I ran YOLO mode there, but so make the database and back in. XAMPP and admin dashboard. I don't know why it's asking me. Let me double check I ran this with YOLO mode. We should have. Yeah, we did. So let's see what's going on there. And we're just going. to double check the commands here. Oh, always approve. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, it is. Set as that. So basically when you run YOLO mode, you're basically turning on auto approve. You can see that here. It's already on. So I'm not too sure why it was asking me for approval. Okay, cool. So yeah, everything's pretty basic in here, if you're used to CLIs. Okay, so what did we ask this agent to do? We asked him to make the back end and XAMPP. Okay, build the DevOps. I don't think is this agent still running? Okay, so basically what I'm showing you is a quick kind of like, and if you get more in here, things could get pretty unorganized, pretty quick. The docs. How about ensure the app is safe? So ensure app security safe. We also probably want to run htop to just kind of like see our resources as we're working. Probably put another terminal here for see what we got. Here's like our different files. So this is pretty much agentic engineering in a nutshell, right? You got everything here in front of you. What about when you want to like test your app? So like share the URL now. Please local in urls.md. So we're asking them to put the URLs in one file, right? So still working. That's fine. I'm going to show you a better way, right? This is agentic engineering and yeah, a lot of terminals, a lot of screens. What was this one doing again? I forgot. You know, you could just imagine. So scale this up. What if you have 20 agents? 40 agents. How do you remember what each one of them are doing? Right. Even if you have multiple monitors, I mean, your brain context could only handle so much, right? So what I was doing before was like creating like a little README doc and throwing it on top to like rename the terminals, you know, for the agent names and so on. And another issue is sometimes, you know, sometimes the GUI just kind of resets itself. So like the display will just like reset all your agents. I don't know if you ever walked away and like there was like a glitch or something and just all your agents and everything's rearranged and terminals all over the place and it could get real messy real quick. Okay, do we have a URL? Let's see. No URL yet. Okay. I guess he's still working. That's fine. All your okay. 300. Oh, here we go. We got a new app. Very cool. So that was pretty quick, right? Grok is really good. Look at that. I mean, it created a pretty clean app here. What about admin URL? I guess we should ask the admin agent where they are. Oh, I did not want to go into plan mode. I just wanted to. Okay, I'm just kind of, for the sake of the stem, I'm not really choosing anything specific. But basically I wanted to kind of showcase the workflow. Not really the app yet. What was this agent doing again? Yeah. Oh, where's my, okay. So this is pretty much how to do agentic engineering, right? You're looking at all your agents all the time, stopping if they go off the rails and so on. Let me show you a better way. So the better way is with the app we developed here at ZYTO Tron Tech LLC. Let me show you a better way to do this. So let's create it. Let's first of all, let's close all our terminals. Let's cancel all our terminal so we can save some resources. So here's the better way to do agentic engineering. You're going to want to use a Agentic Engineering IDE, and that's pretty much what our app is. So let's go ahead and create a new project. So Grok. So before you do that, when he launched the app, you want to make sure you got Grok installed. It'll auto-detect like it did. So that's good. And if it's not installed, you want to go ahead and go back to the beginning of the video and see how to do that. So let's just run that and create a new session, and it detected all our displays. So we could run this app and all the sessions on all the different displays. We're going to do manual agentic engineering today. You could do vibe coding and just set it and forget it. We also created a unique mode here. We call it Agentomatic mode. It's in beta, but it still works pretty decently. Go ahead and check that out. If you're interested, you could spawn up basically dozens, hundreds of agents with one button. It's pretty cool, but for today, we're going to do manual agentic engineering for more control and precision. So we're going to spin up an agent there, and let me actually turn this on for you to make things a little clearer. There we go. Okay, so you could launch it like that. We created this app to make it easier for the developer also, right? So we have a lot of shortcuts. So Control A, create a new agent, right? You see all our different modes in here. You could run it with others as well. Everything's in there as you expect from your CLIs, and so on. But for the sake of this, you could even run an open router. Run several different models, Kimi K, Hermes, DeepSeek, whatever you want in there. You could also run local models through Ollama. You just gotta set it up Gemini as well. Codex Claude. Today we're just focusing with Claude Build. So let's go ahead and create an agent. And let's go ahead and try to make a similar app here. So make a dog robot dog walker app startup. But the walkers are robots. Cool, so we got that. Let's go ahead and create another one. Have them do the backend, sure. XAMPP is set up and dashboard. Jerry URL ready in urls.md. I'll tell this agent the same. You can go back and forth with the shortcuts. You don't have to use the mouse too much with this app. So we're going to ask him the same thing. Share the URL when ready in urls.md, and we'll create another agent. Let's go ahead and open up the IDE with a shortcut. As you can see, all these files are already created. That's amazing. Grok is really fast. I'm actually really impressed. So before we forget, let's go ahead and name all our agents. So this is React Lead 01. This agent was, let's just say, backend database, and -30 agent can be, how about a security? So I'm sure our app is secure novel abilities. I respelled that. Could run Control-T to run HTOP, but you don't really need to because we have stats here. So tracking whatever you need, RAM, CPU, GPU usage, VRAM. So let's go back over here and just sleep that guy. Navigate to the sleep ones with the shortcuts. Or you can just do Control-S to sleep them. You could also sleep these and just go back to them and reopen them. Anytime. It just kind of stashes them away. They don't actually go to sleep. They just kind of like clear up your space a little bit. You could do Control-F to see what's going on. Control-F, or you can just use the mouse for your coding for several hours a day. Shortcut keys will save your hands from having to use a mouse too much. Do we have a URLs? Okay, and should we do another agent? I mean, we could do as many as we want. Just run a bunch of shortcuts, run them all. This works pretty well with multiple monitors. So there we go. We got 9 Grok Build CLIs running. We could have them all do different things. You could rename them so you don't forget what they were doing. This one can be just a DevOps, and maybe we do want to plan the DevOps so you can plan that, or Shift Tab actually. And then you can mention, what provider you want or not. How about this one's going to be our Stripe integration, because we want to make money off the app, right? So start building out Stripe, monetize our site, and so on. Again, just using the shortcuts, go back and forth. If you're into having an IDE open, cool. If not, you can always close it, minimize it. You can make your own files here. You could modify, so on. Again, this is only one monitor. This works great if you have more monitors. So you could just detect them, set them up, and run multiple agents and keep an eye on your agents pretty much, right? You can do Control-F for any of them. Let's see our URLs and see if we have an app yet. It's been a few minutes. It's only been about 7 minutes total. Again, you could track all your agents. See the status of all your agents. Let's say you're coding an app. The cool thing about this, we have a record functionality built in. So this is kind of made for developers. Sometimes developers, we just want to showcase our app, and share it with the world. So you can do a quick record of the whole screen. So it of simplify your life, make things easier to share. And let's see what's going on with this. Let's cancel them. And it's kind of like asking them to please hurry up. So yeah, this is Agentic Engineering. You got the front end, some back end, some monetization, whatever you want to do for your specific app. We have a README. Let's see if our URL's ready yet. I guess he's going to make the app pretty good because I'm looking for the URL. I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, it's creating it now. Good. All right. It's at 3001. Copy it. Some of the CLIs, the copy doesn't work too good, but we tried to fix that by adding like a copy buffer thing, which is kind of neat. All right, so here's our URLs. Great. So it did that in about a little less than 8 minutes. So here's a browser built in. Let's just copy it over. Okay, nothing yet. Say, just asking for MVP, minimal viable product. There we go. Got our app. Open up kind of like a test. Okay, cool. So this is kind of like our RoboPaw app. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad at all. Again, this is Agentic Engineering. Kind of like in a nutshell, kind of giving you an intro to the workflow of the process, showing you how to do it like the traditional way, you know, opening all those terminals yourself and trying to remember where everything's at, what everybody's doing here. Everything's kind of just at a glance. The nice thing, especially the whole keyboard shortcut part, Control F to just full screen, whatever you want, make room for things, and so on. And the big thing is, this mode right here, which is kind of semi-autonomous. You can try it out. Let's go ahead and refresh. Cool. So they're still working. Again, this is just kind of like oh wow, look at that. That's pretty interactive. So this is like going to track where all the, let the owner know where the dog's at any given time. That's pretty neat. We got a dashboard too. Okay, cool. You could book. Very cool. Okay. So yeah, so this is pretty much what was built in the little bit amount of time. Now this was our other test, right? Just locally. Which is also pretty good. Again, it's all about the prompting and the quality of your prompting. And you also don't want to spin up too many things at once in a way. For example, you don't want to have back end collide with the front end, which is what we saw. A little bit in Cine the beginning. So maybe you do just want to build the front end while you still have, once that looks good, you kind of want to run a few at a time with Agentic Engineering. So you have control. The thing is, we have a session manager, so you can save this session, or you could save it as, whatever you want. The big thing about this is let's just close our project. So this one exists, with regular terminals that you can't do that, right? So you could jump around projects and so on, so you could resume exactly kind of like where you left off, right? So you could resume. So this is a big thing here. So this is kind of like one of the biggest things of the app, the whole resume function as well. The whole is DevOps, being able to manage your actual sessions and so on. And this is actually our setup. This is a real photo from us. This is 100 agents just on one laptop, and no issue because, we're using a different CLI at the time, but all the CLI is pretty much act the same. They call their models on the back end. So these aren't running local models, of course. Yeah, locally you would need to beef your workstation and so on. But for, Claude and Codex and Grok, Gemini, Open Router, Kimi K, all that would work. You could, in theory, run 100 agents on one laptop and it'll work fine. So hopefully this has been an informative demo for you. How do you get into Agentic Engineering? If you have any questions or if you want to try the app, go ahead and click the link below. If you have a setup, you don't need 5 monitors. You could just work on one laptop, one monitor if you like, as we showed here. If you have another setup, whether you have a Mac Mini, Mini PC laptop, Windows, Linux, we support it all. Also, if you work with Comfy UI or other more complex modeling, this works with that as well. So go ahead and click the link below and get yourself the app. Give it a try. It's all free, and let's go from there. All right. Hope this has been informative. Have a great day.